You guys ready for the dumbest video I'm ever gonna make? Also, new setup. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm currently watching the Mighty Ducks animated series. I'm doing it for a video. I'm not doing it out of, interest because it's really fucking dumb. But I'm doing it because, there's the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, the new Disney Plus show, and I'm gonna make a video ranking all of the Mighty Ducks works, just how I did the Marvel thing. It'll obviously be much shorter. And it got me to thinking, the Ducks is a really dumb mascot. And, it's been said time and time again, and the mascots from a Disney movie. But it got me thinking, and there's no other outlet in the world that I could do this on. And I'm so thankful I have a YouTube channel to just rant about my dumb thoughts. Which mascots would win in a fight against each other? Like, who would win in a fight between the Panthers and the Predators, aka a saber-tooth tiger and a deadly ferocious cat? So that's what we're gonna do today. This will be a dumb, unscripted video here. And I ranked all 38, because I'm including the NWHL teams in this, 38 teams into which teams would win in a fight, solely based on their mascots though. So in last place, and you can't even debate this, you can't even say I'm biased because I'm a Penguins fan. In last place, the Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers, a little pamphlet you hand out for like a fucking food drive for the Salvation Army. There's no way they could warrant being anything higher than 38. They suck. In 37th, we have, and I know Mason, a big supporter of this channel, but come on, Blues. It's either the color or just, the genre of music. The only way that I could put them ahead of the Flyers is because I maybe could see, you could, play bad music so bad that it, makes their eardrums bleed and, inflicts damage or something like that. But no, only 37th for the Blues. In 36, we have the Toronto Six. That's a number. There's obviously meaning behind every single logo on the board here, but, it's just 6. And the only vicious number is 7 because, 7, 8, 9. In 35th, we have the Blue Jackets. A blue jacket, hold on. This isn't blue, but, picture this, but, angry. That's what the Blue Jackets are going for. No, 35th. In 34th, we have the Buffalo Beauts. Now, a Beaut, to me, is, a sexy, hockey player. Sidney Crosby's an absolute Beaut. But Buffalo's a weird city in the aspect that they kind of already have a mascot with their city name. A buffalo is an animal, is a creature. So they really don't have to try hard with their logos. And, they didn't with the Beauts. They just said Beauts, beautiful. I don't know. They got 34th for me. You can't even say that I'm biased on this because I put the Flyers and the Capitals so low. What the hell is a capital? It's just a geographical location on a map. In 32nd and in 31st, we have the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs. I really don't know how they would win in a fight outside of maybe they could carry some sort of disease. There's an airplane flying by. You guys hear that? In 30th, and I debated on this one a lot, I have Boston Pride. Now, Pride, I think they're going for the lion because, they got the lion pride, things like that. But when you search Boston Pride on Google, it'll show up with LGBTQ rallies or things like that. And not to say that isn't powerful, it couldn't win a fight or anything, but, it's confusing in the aspect that that's a very generic word, pride. And they should have just been the Boston Lions, and they would have been all the way up here. All right, now we're getting into the derpy animal mascots. And as I alluded to earlier, the Ducks is kind of a stupid mascot. Also along those lines is the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the Connecticut Whale. Really not much to say here. They're all pretty, derpy mascots. The Whale are leading because they're big as shit, and, they could crush the shit out of some teams. Now, if you Google Ranger, you'll get deals for a Ford Ranger from your local Ford dealerships. So these next two I have as transportation, and that is the New York Rangers and the Winnipeg Jets. I have the Jets slightly ahead because they can be weapons, and they have been used as weapons, in the past. But, I don't really know who would win in a fight between a Ford F-150 and an American Airlines, and that plane that we just saw earlier. Now, this is the one that I'm confused on. It was kind of the outlier here. I didn't really know where to pick. Because as I mentioned earlier, Buffalo is a weird city in terms of its mascots. They have the Buffalo Sabres, which, obviously you have the buffalo itself, but a saber is just a sword. And while that's, badass and shit, who's handling the sword? Or is the buffalo handling the sword? So, if it were to go up against, a panther, the only thing it would have in its favor is just that it's sharp and pointy. And if they didn't sharpen that, sword, then they're fucked. All right, this next big stretch is what I like to call the humanoid mascot section. We have the Senators, the Islanders, the Oilers, the Canadiens, and the Canucks. Now, pretty much all these are just generic everyday people in my humble opinion. You got your Senators, your local bureaucrats, the Islanders, people who just live on islands. Technically, we all live on an island. I never understood that. And the Oilers, people that work oil for a living, and then your Canadians and Canucks, which are essentially the same things. The only reason I have the Canuck ahead is because when I picture Canuck, I think of someone that chugs Tim Hortons before 6 in the morning and is very feisty, doesn't have any teeth. When I think of Canadians, I just think of like Steve Dangle. These next two are very similar, actually very, very similar, because these are both from Minnesota. The Whitecaps and the Wild. And I've gone on record before saying that I do not like the Wild in terms of their logo. Everyone sucks the dick of that logo. It's not good. It's dumb. What is it, a bear head or a mural, Picasso painting, whatever it is. Both of these are in the same category because they're nature, but they're not harsh enough like the Avalanche. And they're kind of just there. Man's been able to tackle nature for a couple billion years now. Don't think a whitecap is going to hurt him too much. And now we're getting to the portion of the video where it's essentially what you would expect. You got the Predators, you got the Coyotes, you got the Panthers, the Bruins, and the Sharks. All of these are your vicious animal type predators, but they're only in the middle of the line. I got reasonings why. But they're really not ranked that much in this section because they're pretty much all the same things. I would go with the shark because they got them teeth. But I still think, humans have been atop the food chain for billions of years now. And these are the next batch of humanoid characters. And we got the Kings, the Blackhawks, and the Vegas Golden Knights. All are more fiercer than your average day Canadian. You got the Kings who, they got armies and shit like that. Blackhawks, they're warriors and soldiers. And, you got a literal warrior with a Vegas Golden Knight. They got armor and shit. They can, block them Panther attacks. But there's one humanoid mascot that outranks everyone, and that's the Riveteers, because the Riveteers is essentially just a very angry woman. And if you've ever been in a fight with a woman, you know how dangerous they can be, and don't fuck with them, you'll lose. Now, in terms of animalistic creatures, the only one, or the one that ranks the highest in terms of just animals, is the Seattle Kraken, New Kids on the Block. Watch fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, dude. Just watch that scene. Now, this is the one that I had the most explaining to do on. In sixth place, we have the Dallas Stars. Now, stars are kind of just like a generic pattern right now. They're just like, you see stars everywhere. You're learning taught how to draw stars in 3rd grade. They're on the American flag, all that shit. But when you think about it, stars are like a bunch of flaming balls and gas in the sky. And if you were to 3-stock Final Destination against, a fucking burning flaming ball, you get your ass whooped. So, they may be far away from us. The closest one we got is the sun. But stars are pretty fucking deadly, man. They can create black holes and supernovas and all that shit. Also in the nature category, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Avalanche, the Hurricanes, and we'll save the top 2 for later. These are pretty much self-explanatory. I wouldn't fuck with lightning. I wouldn't fuck with Thor. I wouldn't fuck with avalanches. Those things can be deadly. Hurricanes, that's honestly people have said before how it's kind of messed up how they named a team the Hurricanes because, hurricanes have killed a lot of people. In second, though, we had the Calgary Flames. I don't even know how many people fire has killed since the beginning of time. Fire is a very deadly thing, but there's one thing that outranks all of this, and that's Satan himself. The New Jersey Devils, in my opinion, are the deadliest mascot because they literally have Satan as their mascot. And yeah, again, this is just a dumb little video, kind of ideas that I was just thinking about today. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you like the new setup, please tell me, why or everything like that. And as I alluded to, I'm going to be doing a Mighty Ducks video. And I'm glad I can make actual other videos that I want to make and not just Penguins fan reactions to tread water. I have my new laptop, things like that. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment below who you would pick in a fight as your mascot. I got the Devils, man. I would not go against Satan.